Hey y'all, grown black folks talk. Back out on the climb, enjoying just a few minutes on my way home in the beautiful Oak Woodland section of Golden Gate Park. I have had to let this thought marinate because I said I'm not going to come back on here and be barking at folk. And I don't mean to do that, but it is, the things are very serious. You know, we have a lot of things to get done as black women in this next 5 to 6 months before we see who's going to be running the federal government and what that's going to mean for ourselves and for our sisters. Now, because I am in communication with black men still, and also black women, I get to see how people operate. And there are people doing the right thing on both sides of that divide. But we really have to, and this has really been a matter of personal discipline for me. In the Negro Leagues, back in the day when black men played baseball on that level, I'm thinking about that because Willie Mays passed away, San Francisco Giant, for many, many years. You know, people understood that unless you swing, you can't miss, true, but you also aren't getting a home run. You're not getting anywhere. You're going to just strike out sitting there looking at balls. A lot of times we as black women are throwing balls out there and putting together opportunity for grown men, and grown men are not swinging at that ball. I talked about this a little bit about black fathers and sons, and it goes kind of like this. I said near the end of that video, The Dark Side of Fathers and Sons, that they get to the point because they have a grown man's ego. If they want to connect with a man somehow. They want their father's approval, but because of their ego, they can't take direction from anyone. And they really are done hearing from women. So even when you try to set people up with worldwide opportunity, you throw the ball in the strike zone and they don't even whiff sometimes. And the other thing that happens is they look at, is this going to give me instant access to the respect and the approval and the enthronement and deification I'm looking for as a man or not? And again, ball goes right by. So, you also have to consider that the more times you offer an opportunity like that, the more times men like that know you have access and that you're going to be moving on and they're not. So the more you try to help, the more it sometimes builds resentment. I have another situation that I'm dealing with, and I didn't talk about it right away because I was pretty upset and I had to kind of figure out what I was going to do. I know a young lady who sacrificed her education to solve some problems for some grown black men in Africa, not even here in the United States. She out here setting back her education so that grown black men who don't want to handle business and on one hand have, made it sure that she knew that he planned a murder-suicide because that particular man knew she had that money. I'm just kind of like, okay, it came to my attention for a reason. So I don't have time to fund, and I'm even going to be shutting down throwing softballs over the plate because black women at this moment in history do not need to be delaying skills that they need to support themselves. And I will also say this, though, as I've talked about on Beautiful Father's Day, I am in community with black men who are doing things the correct way and are providing resources for the women and the children. So I'm going to put my energy there. I'm not saying cut out black men. No, just cut off everybody who's inappropriate. That's what I'm saying. And it's important for us to remember that. We have our own problems that we have to solve in this next 5 to 6 months. I need y'all to get and stay focused. Whether Project 2025 gets its man in office this year or in 2029 or in 2033, I'm going to explain this to you again. The Nazis had to make 3 attempts before they found a man they could get into office. 1924, 1928, and 1933, they succeeded. 2025, 2029, and 2033. You think that Project 2025 does not know the numbers I'm talking about? You think Christofascism is new? And we're going to call it Zeusofascism from here on out because that's what it really is. So I'm going to need us to get focused on getting the things done we need to do. And I'm going to need us to stop throwing softballs over the plate to people who are not going to swing or miss, but to redirect our energy. Because I'm having to do this too. Because I'm just letting people vet themselves out as ain't about to be doing the things they say. And I should just say, because sometimes men want to prove they can succeed on their own, so they're going to miss 5 million opportunities trying to prove they're going to succeed on their own. And they also, because they want to be deified, think they're going to live forever. you only gonna be at the place so long, no matter who you are. So after a while, you realize, no, you need new teammates. Y'all have a good day now. Bye.